Welcome back. The Director of Green Financing Systems in the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, Maya Henriks, praised the Egyptian steps taken in the right direction and in the right path of green transformation. And she also praised the fruitful cooperation between the bank and Egypt in this regard. In specific, to shed more details about this and about turning Egypt into a renewable energy hub or green transformation, we are very much delighted to have with us via phone Dr. Hafez Salmawy, Professor of Energy Engineering at Faculty of Engineering at the University. Thank you very much for being with us, sir, and a very good morning.
Good morning, and my regards to you and the viewers.
Thank you, sir. Before going into the details, sir, when it comes to such economic institutions like the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, when they praise the Egyptian steps taken in the right direction, and this is how the Director of Green Financing Systems in the bank described our steps regarding green transformation, regarding renewable energy, how do you see this coming from such an institution? I mean, it's not us who are saying that we did some good steps, but it's an economic institution, a very well-known one.
I think this is very important, specifically if we knew that EBRD, which is the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, together with IFC, which is part of the World Bank Group, almost share 50% each in the finance of the power plant. So it shows that this institution has a long contribution with Egypt's renewable energy program. Furthermore, as an indication of the enthusiasm of EBRD in the renewable energy sector in Egypt, that Nwati initiative, which is the nexus between water, food, and energy, or energy pillar, which is targeting to build 10 gigawatts of renewable energy. This is supported by EBRD in order to facilitate mobilizing finance for this initiative. So, as it could be seen that EBRD is a very highly involved in renewable energy activities in Egypt, not only EBRD, IFC, which is a World Bank, African Development Bank, and many other international financing institutions.
Because we are taking tangible steps on the ground, the Novi platform, of course, hosting the COP27, being the president of the UN Climate Conference, taking into consideration that the most important results regarding the climate change issues, they were released here in Egypt, and we are continuing on that. I mean, it's not ink on paper. We have steps taken on the ground, if you want to elaborate on this.
Yes, as I mentioned, Nwati, actually this was initiative proposed by the Egyptian government in COP27. So basically, it's not just ink on paper, but it means action. So as a result, now this initiative is progressing with the support of EBRD. Not only that, but recently, just 2 months ago, the Ministry of Electricity has signed an agreement with a consortium of 3 developers. One of them is Emiratis and 2 are Egyptian, for another 10 gigawatts of wind energy. So another 10 in addition to the 10 which is included in the Nwati initiative.
So what you're saying, sir,
how much Egypt?
Yeah, so what you're saying is our partnership, or let me call it strategic partnerships with different financial institutions or banks like the one we are talking about. It's one of the messages sent to the whole world that we are practically doing what we are asking the whole world to do, to fill this gap of finance, to make sure that all objects are going to be achieved. Projects are going to be held as possible, because we do not have the luxury to waste time. If you agree with me on that.
Yes, sure. And not only that, but also the track record of Egypt in attracting finance, specifically in the power sector. Actually, we don't have any defaulted contract before. We usually come up with our commitments in this contract, so we have a very good track record which actually supports that. Also, we already announced, and the government is committed for a long-term support for renewable energy, and it came on several national documents, including the National Energy Strategy 2030, which is now being developed for 2035, the climate change strategy, as well as the energy strategy. So it's a long-term commitment. It's a very good track record. It's a commitment for development of renewable energy sector. So all of this gives a very positive signal to the financial institutions as well as the development.
Sir, I really love the term, a long-term commitment. The word commitment here, I think it's a key word, as we are speaking about not development, but sustainable development. We are not talking about things which are going to last even for a few years, but we are talking about long-term agendas. And we are trying also to exchange expertise with our allies, and particularly Africa. As, for example, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi was in Kenya, Nairobi, only 10 days ago, or maybe less than that, to participate in the 5th Mid-Year African Union Committee. And there was a very important speech regarding climate change and regarding achieving African integrity, economic integrity, for one of the main reasons fighting climate change, facing climate change, and to turn to blue or green economy. How do you see our cooperation with our African allies to reach this aim?
Actually, this is very much important. Egypt already has made a very good development in renewable energy, either from attracting investments, so there is an accumulated experience, as well as know-how and capacity to provide support and invest even in many African countries. Actually, renewable energy could represent one of very important tools that Africa could keep a sustainable development. Specifically, Africa is suffering from a very strong demographic development for people, and a lot of people is asking for new jobs, and even this may come and affect some of the natural resources in Africa. So the renewable energy is very much important. Egypt is a very active player in ARI, which is an African renewable energy initiative. So Egypt providing support. By the way, Egypt is building now a dam in Tanzania, Julius Nyerere Dam, which is 2.5 gigawatts. Egyptian companies are building, which is renewable energy. It's a hydro energy. And Egypt also provides support in many African countries for building their solar plants, which there is a very strong potential.
This was my coming question, sir. You know, I'm just trying to simplify this to the layman in the street. When we talk about renewable energy, you would find experts like you, of course, speaking about renewable energy, clean energy, green hydrogen, blue economy, green economy, solar energy in Pemban, for example, in Aswan, wind energy. All these fields, they are a little, at least to some extent, brand new for us. Should we go in all directions at the very same time? Is it possible? And is it the sole way to turn Egypt into a renewable energy hub, not only for the region, maybe for the whole world?
Sure. Actually, we use sometimes to simplify all these terms into what we usually call energy transition. Energy transition means what? We are suffering climate change, and we are relying on depletable resources. We should transfer our energy system from being have a negative impact on environment, as well as relying on more sustainable resources. So we need to switch to renewable energy, whatever the form of renewable energy, wind, solar, green hydrogen, whatever. We need to do energy efficiency to save, because it doesn't mean to generate renewable energy and misuse it. So it's very much important to have energy efficiency. It's very much important to switch to digitalization in our energy system. And finally, it's very much important to electrify our consumption, which is mean like electric mobility, moving to all replacing electricity, providing this electricity is generated from renewable energy to replace oil and gas resources.
Fossil fuel in general,
supply.
yes.
So this is practically in simple words. We need to be sustainable.
Amen to that. Very well said, sir. I really enjoyed our discussion. Thank you very much for your input and have a very good day.
It's a pleasure. The pleasure is mine. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We were very much delighted to have with us via phone Dr. Hafez Salmawy, Professor of Energy Engineering at the Faculty of Engineering at Salmawy University. Well, by this we come to the end of our episode. Tomorrow is another breakfast show episode with another crew. Stay tuned on Nile TV International always for more updates, and for more details, please log on to www.nileinternational.net. Many thanks for watching. This was Mirmin Abdurrahman.